Have you ever stopped to ponder why we call it Good Friday when it commemorates such a solemn event? It's a curious thing, isn't it? A day marked by sorrow and sacrifice, yet we label it as good. A paradox, an enigma that threads through centuries of human history. It begs the question, what's in a name? And more importantly, what's the story behind this one? Well, prepare to embark on a journey through time as we unravel the fascinating history of Good Friday. Our story begins in the early years of Christianity, in a world vastly different from ours. When the air was thick with the scent of incense and the echo of hymns, and the faith was still taking root in a Roman-dominated landscape. At the heart of this nascent faith was an event of profound significance, the crucifixion of Jesus Christ, an event that would later give birth to what we now know as Good Friday. But why, you may ask, is the remembrance of such a tragic event considered good? Well, it's all about perspective. For early Christians, Jesus' crucifixion was not just a moment of sorrow, but a pivotal act of sacrifice and redemption, a cornerstone of their faith. Good Friday, originally observed as Holy Friday, was a day of solemn reflection, a day to commemorate Jesus' passion, crucifixion, and death. It was a day when the faithful would gather in silence, fasting and praying, remembering the ultimate sacrifice. Interestingly, the term Good Friday did not come into use until several centuries later. The good in Good Friday derives from an older sense of the word, meaning holy or pious. So it essentially translates to Holy Friday. In the early days, the observance of Good Friday varied greatly. Some communities would hold vigils throughout the night, while others would enact dramatic representations of the crucifixion. The cross, a simple yet powerful symbol, became a focal point in these observances, a poignant reminder of the cross that Jesus bore. But the observance of Good Friday was not just an act of remembrance. It was, and continues to be, a profound expression of faith and devotion, a testament to the power of sacrifice and the promise of redemption. So, now that we've set the stage, let's delve deeper into how Good Friday evolved throughout the centuries. As centuries passed, the observance of Good Friday began to transform, taking on new rituals and traditions. The earliest Christians, in their profound reverence, observed Good Friday with solemn fasting and penance, mirroring the sorrow and suffering that the day symbolizes. This was a time of quiet reflection and prayer, a time to commemorate the passion and death of Christ. But as Christianity spread across the globe, the ways of observing Good Friday began to diversify. In the Middle Ages, the practice of the Stations of the Cross emerged in Europe. This devotional exercise involves the faithful moving from one station to another, each representing a specific event from Jesus' last day. The practice was a way to symbolically journey with Christ on his way to the cross, a powerful means of connecting with the Easter story. At the same time, the tradition of passion plays began to take root. These dramatic presentations tell the story of the final days of Jesus Christ, from his trial to his crucifixion. Originating in the churches of medieval Europe, they quickly grew in popularity, with the most famous ones, like the Oberammergau Passion Play in Germany, drawing huge crowds from around the world. As we journey through time, we find that the 17th century brought another shift. In the British Isles, Good Friday became associated with certain foods, specifically hot cross buns. These sweet spiced buns, marked with a cross, became a staple of the day, a delicious tradition that continues to this day. In the Americas, particularly in regions with a strong Spanish influence, Good Friday evolved into a day of processions and elaborate pageants. In places like Mexico and the Philippines, the day is marked by vivid reenactments of the crucifixion, often with participants voluntarily undergoing physical hardships to demonstrate their faith. In the Eastern Orthodox Church, Good Friday is a day of strict fasting and solemn liturgies. The epitaphios, an embroidered cloth icon depicting Christ prepared for burial, is carried in procession, symbolizing Christ's journey to the tomb. And in modern times, Good Friday has taken on new forms of observance. In some places, it's a day for acts of community service, a way to honor Christ's message of love and sacrifice by serving others. Despite these diverse practices, the essence of Good Friday remains unchanged. It's a day of reflection, a day to remember the sacrifice of Christ, and a day to connect with the deeper themes of love, sacrifice, and redemption that lie at the heart of the Easter story. With each passing century, Good Friday took on new layers of meaning, shaping the day we recognize today. But the question remains, why Good Friday? Why attach such a positive adjective to a day of mourning? Well, this might seem like a contradiction at first glance, but let's delve a little deeper. The name Good Friday has been a topic of discussion for centuries. One of the most popular theories is rooted in the Old English language. In Old English, good was often used to mean holy, so Good Friday could simply be translated to Holy Friday, denoting the sanctity of the day. However, language is a living, evolving entity, and words often shift in meaning over time. Today, good is generally used to describe something positive or beneficial, and that brings us to another interpretation of Good Friday. This interpretation suggests that the good in Good Friday signifies the beneficial outcome of Jesus' sacrifice. According to Christian belief, Jesus' crucifixion was a selfless act of love, a sacrifice made for the salvation of mankind. The good refers to the ultimate benefit that mankind received from this act, redemption and the promise of eternal life. Now, this might lead you to wonder, why not call it Beneficial Friday or Redemptive Friday then? Well, the beauty of language lies in its subtlety and depth. The word good encompasses all these meanings and more, making it a fitting adjective for a day that holds such profound significance for believers. It's also worth noting that in many other languages, this day is referred to with words that convey sorrow or suffering, reflecting the somber nature of the day. But regardless of the language or the specific term used, the essence remains the same: a day of deep spiritual significance, of reflection, and of gratitude for a sacrifice made out of love. So whether good means holy or beneficial, it's clear that Good Friday carries a profound significance for millions around the world, and that, my friends, is the good in Good Friday. Fast forward to the present day, how does the world commemorate Good Friday now? In the modern world, Good Friday observances are as diverse as the people who celebrate them. From the solemn to the celebratory, from the religious to the secular, this day has evolved to resonate with all corners of society. In many Christian communities, Good Friday is marked with a quiet reverence. Churches around the globe hold special services, often featuring readings of the Passion narrative from the Gospels. The Stations of the Cross, a series of images depicting Jesus Christ on the day of his crucifixion, are a common sight. These serve as focal points for prayer and meditation, allowing followers to walk in the footsteps of Christ, metaphorically speaking, and reflect on his sacrifice. Yet Good Friday has also found a place in secular culture. In some parts of the world, it's become a day off work, a chance to pause from the hustle and bustle of everyday life. Some take this opportunity to spend time with family and friends, while others may choose to use this day for personal reflection and self-improvement. In many societies, Good Friday has been woven into the fabric of local traditions. In Bermuda, for example, the day is marked by flying handmade kites representing the ascension of Christ. In the Philippines, some devotees engage in self-flagellation and reenact the crucifixion as a form of penance. While these practices may seem extreme to some, they underscore the profound impact of Good Friday on cultural expressions worldwide. Through these varied observances, Good Friday serves as a moment for reflection, remembrance, and unity. It's a day that encourages us to look beyond ourselves, to consider the sacrifices others have made, and to appreciate the common threads of humanity that bind us all. Whether one is religious or not, the history of Good Friday serves as a testament to the power of tradition, sacrifice, and humanity's enduring quest for meaning. So, what can we learn from our journey through the history of Good Friday? We've traversed centuries, revealing the genesis, evolution, and modern-day significance of this day. We've seen the profound cultural and historical impact Good Friday has had, and how the concept of good in Good Friday symbolizes sacrifice and redemption. We've understood that it's not just a day in the calendar, but a beacon of hope that's echoed through time. It's more than just a day, it's a symbol of sacrifice and hope that continues to resonate through the ages. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the history of Good Friday. It's been a fascinating exploration, and we're glad you could be a part of it. If this video has sparked your interest or touched you in any way, we would love for you to like it and share it with your friends and family. Who knows, it might inspire a conversation or even a new tradition. And don't forget to leave a comment below. We're very interested in hearing your thoughts and perspectives on Good Friday. If you want to keep learning and growing with us, please subscribe to our channel. We have plenty of other topics to explore, to inspire, and to motivate you. So stay tuned for more. Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and keep exploring the stories that shape our world.